Hello there. We haven't even left the European Union yet, but Theresa May has already submitted the UK's rejoining application form. Despite the many protestations of the ministers that the PM has managed to keep by her side, like Liam Fox and Dominic Raab, the Chequers-based Brexit White Paper represents nothing more than an EU rejoining form, except that the terms are much worse than staying inside the EU. But of course that was the plan all along, wasn't it? How many times did we hear the phrase that no deal with the EU could ever be as good as the real thing of being fully inside the club? And this white paper delivers just about the worst deal imaginable. But first, why are we even contemplating handing over £40 billion for a deal based on this white paper so that the EU can continue to enjoy full access to our UK market, where they sell us far more than we sell them? And why would we hand over this money to stay under the control of Brussels, as this white paper would have us do? Now, one of the main drivers behind the Brexit vote to leave was that the people of the UK wanted to regain control over our borders. But the white paper talks about visas playing a part in future trade deals, with the white paper saying the government's vision is for an economic partnership that includes a new framework that respects the UK's control of its borders and enables UK and EU citizens to continue to travel to each other's countries, and businesses and professionals to provide services, in line with the arrangements that the UK might want to offer to other close trading partners in the future. That sounds to me like our starting position is to give EU citizens an enhanced access to the UK. Then we may give others the same sort of access as we build trade deals with them later. It does not take a rocket scientist to realise that this is not the UK controlling its own borders to ensure equal access and opportunity to everyone around the world dependent on the needs of our own country, does it? Then, will all our laws be made by the UK Parliament? And will the Supreme Court for all those laws be the UK Supreme Court? Well, for a start, if we're going to be operating from this presently undefined common rulebook for goods that just gets written into UK law from EU law, it sounds to me just like the structure of an EU directive, where the EU makes the laws and our Parliament just implements them. So no, we will not be making law in the UK. No change from the present, it seems. And can we do trade deals around the world without having to go bowing and scraping to the bureaucrats first? Well, although the US President's first reaction was damning on this point, he rode back a bit on that later. But you have to question if being tied into a common rulebook for trading goods will present problems, as according to Martin Howe QC, it would mean that the UK would have to apply those same rules to imports into the UK from the rest of the world, like the USA. Also, as John Redwood lists in his blog, we will still be part of the European Chemicals Agency, European Aviation Safety Agency, and the European Medicines Agency, with Europol and Eurojust, with a joint customs area, continued cooperation on energy and transport, minimum EU regulatory standards in many areas, joint military development, and an EU data regime. And all of the above with no representation or ability to change the rules imposed on us. Oh, and by the way, paying through the nose for it at every stage. Sound familiar? Looks just like an EU rejoining application form, doesn't it? And we all know how the EU works. Get a fingertip hold into something and start digging in for total control of that policy area. And this is exactly what our Remain establishment wants. A situation where, if we take the deal, the spade work has already been completed for re-entering the EU sooner rather than later. So before we even start to talk to the EU about a Brexit deal, it seems we have already applied to start the process of rejoining. So let's stand back and take a look at what's really been achieved so far, shall we? The UK voters gave the wrong answer. The UK establishment started the fight back. The people of the UK are told Brexit is far more complicated than it need to be, while the establishment fought for time. A deal is eventually arrived at that is worse than the deal we already have. The next move by the pro-EU establishment is to somehow remove the option for a WTO rules no-deal Brexit, via a massive propaganda push, for example, so that when this awful Chequers deal is rejected by the EU and our own Parliament, we are forced to accept an extension to Article 50 while they work out the final checkmate moves. As I see it, the only option for all real Brexiteers is now to campaign and insist on a hard WTO rules-based no-deal Brexit. Anything else is a non-starter. Now to the absence of free speech. Yesterday, anti-Trump demonstrators were, as far as I could see, given free rein to display placards that say such things as "Die Trump" and to fly a ridiculous blimp balloon. But today, like many other people, UKIP London Assembly member David Curtin was handed a notice under Section 12 of the Public Order Act to prevent a pro-Trump rally outside the US Embassy. I wonder how many notices under Section 12 of the POA were handed out to anti-Trump protesters yesterday. But the real reason, of course, is that the pro-Trump rally is being held in conjunction with a Free Tommy Robinson event, which has given the establishment a real fit of the vapours. Sad and sickening, but no wonder free expression has been suspended for the day. I gather the UKIP leader Gerard Batten will be speaking at the rally. I look forward to watching it on YouTube. So, please let us all know what you think by leaving a comment below. Thank you for watching. Please do like and share this video. And also subscribe to my channel. And when subscribing, please do remember to press on the little bell next to the subscribe button. That way you'll get an alert every single time I put up a new video. Thank you very much for watching.